Everything I've learned about carving has been from working with master carvers.
The culture of carving was always in our life.
Growing up with my parents, Jane Marston and David Marston, they were both artists, and as well as learning from the late Simon Charlie. My brother John and I grew up as carvers. So it was at this time that I really started to research the art form, the Coast Salish art form, the composition of the pieces,
and staying true to that style.
You know, I feel like I have an obligation to enhance a child's self-worth, enhance their ability to believe in themselves, empower them to love themselves, who they are and where they come from. Also to understand that they have an interconnectedness within the world, like the universe. Like there's so many different layers upon layers of beauty that we are able to tap into. And that spiritual stamina, to me, comes from learning how to weave cedar. It comes from learning the importance of singing. That spiritual stamina comes from our language. And there are many different layers of our way of life that will help strengthen what we have inside of us, that beautiful gift that was given to us by the Creator.
It's really sacred to me, but also it's an honor because we're doing this not only just for the children, we're carrying on the teachings and the legacies of our ancestors, the Snawaya that our ancestors have shared with us.
Everybody that carves, everybody makes different things. They have to really respect it, especially if it's made from cedar. What you're doing is transforming its life. It lived, and now it has a new life. So people always believe that it's a transformation that is happening.
My grandmother raised me to be strong mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that. I was raised to speak my mind, speak up for myself and my people, just to be strong. I've been through hell and back. I'm 15 years old, and the things I have felt, the suicidal thoughts, the suicidal attempts, it's just, I look at it now and I look at my scars. I know I'm strong. I've come a long way. And I know all these kids that are in foster care, all of these Indigenous people are strong because we come from strong people. I've been knocked down, but no matter what, myself, my family, and my culture is what raised me back up.
I got it.
Oh, good. In our language, it's our life force. We bring in the knowledge keepers, you know. We could turn some of these children into masters.
Okay.
Who got these big chunks? Aww. Steve.
I grew up in the foster care system myself. Back in the 80s when there were no organizations like Kw'umut Lelum, you know, lifting up the children in the way they do. You know, I've been praying and asking for help from the other side and from the ancestors, and really wanting to know who I am and my purpose and how I can share that understanding and awareness with everyone around me.
Knock that out from this way that way and that way this way.
The last screw, man. Okay. You ready? So, I want you to lift up this string. Put a line on each one, guys.
Really special day. We're really glad that you guys were all able to make it here, and hope that you take it in Whatever you see good, whatever you see that uplifts you in whatever way, carry it with you for the rest of your life. And we're really here trying to build up your Xpey. Like some of these children had to become adults before their time, in the sense that they had to take care of their siblings because no one was there but the kids. You know, we really didn't have a childhood, and we've matured before our time, and that, you know, equates to our thought processes as we get older, not experiencing those childhood experiences.
But is there anybody here? I'd ask you honestly, do you know what
Travel Journeys is not only just a journey on the water, but it's a journey through time, a journey through sacred spaces, a journey deep inside of ourselves. And it's nurtured by having to travel the ancient pathways of our ancestors.
How would you feel if you were taken away from your own parents? The people that brought you to life, the reason you are here today, and to have them one day, the next, you're gone. That's the exact same thing that happened in residential school, and now it's happening in foster care. I think of all these children as my own siblings. And to hear what they feel, abandonment, alone.
When we realize we're not alone, when we get to a space deep inside ourselves and it taps into the darkness, like a piece of us light up, and it allows us to familiarize ourselves with other people that are going through the same thing. And it really engages in that spiritual self, and it allows us the time and space to be okay with being human. Growing up, there was never a sense of family and culture. I grew up in violence and neglect and abuse, feelings of worthlessness, the feelings of not being loved, not knowing who you are or why you're here. And when I think of all of those children, and when I see them and when I hear what they say and how their day was, how their weekend was, it takes me back to my time in care when I felt exactly the same, or I thought the same things, and I want to be able to help them get through it by learning the culture, learning the Snowayeth, by creating a healthy way for them to strengthen their mind and their thought process to get through what the modern world has for us. And let them know that there's more to it than just living in a foster home, not thinking that that's the only way of thinking and being.
When I really started to design this canoe, I wanted to go to the museums and look at the existing ones that they had. And I knew that the Coast Salish style had the gunnels on the sides, and then it had the little cut in the bow. You know, wanted this canoe to be true to the Coast Salish form, with the gunnels and with that, the bow, and also the stern itself. It's like a real more of a banana shape.
I remember growing up, my mom had told me that our old ancestors live in these trees, and that if you ever needed any strength or if you needed some help, you could go into the forest and sit with these ancestors, and they wrap their arms around you and help you and bring you into a place of calming and cleansing.
The ability to heal what is wrong inside of us. Cedar allows us to tell our story through art. It will help us understand our lineage, our history, and the lands that we come from. Cedar allows us to heal and transform our lives so that we can face this world with goodness in our hearts and pureness in our spirit.
So for Spider Lake, we tipped the canoe twice, just so that these kids know how to flip it back over, get all the water out, and get back on the canoe safely, and just to carry on.
Everyone else, just hold on to your fingertips very lightly so that we can keep the canoe from sinking.
It also teaches a lesson in it that in life, we're gonna hit quite a few bumps along the way, but you must stay strong and carry on. I am grateful that Kw'umut Lelum is getting these kids back with their culture, but they also should be focused on the family. Not only what the kids feel, but what the parents feel.
It's already went a half an inch. Crazy.
wake up now. You changed life. You're in the water. Hi, chap.
We brushed off the canoe. We brushed all of us off. To take all that hurt, all the pain, all of negative feelings away. Our old ways were so healing. They were so spiritual. They were so meaningful. When I'm on the water, I feel connected with my ancestors and I feel connected with the water. Not only that, I feel connected with the canoe, my canoe family. I am the strokes person, the very person in the front of the canoe. And we hit a rough patch on the ocean. And we were just paddling. I had to keep in mind that my canoe family was counting on me. I had to set the stroke. I had to make sure that we were going to get there and that we weren't going to tip. I had gotten hypothermia that day. There was anxiety all on up from the top to the bottom of the canoe. And I would definitely say it was a challenge, but I'm grateful to say that we made it. Just to know that how strong my people are and how strong they still are to this day. For one fact is that my people have been through so much we can make it through anything.
Name's Kw'umut Lelum. We'd like to raise our hands for letting us camp here, rest, feeding us. We ask politely to leave shore.
It's been an honor having you here in our nation here, and I wish you well. I wish you safe travels.
So, for the goals in my life is that I want to make a change. I want to help. So, to look on how far I've come, I know for a fact that I know that I'm going to make it because I'm doing it for these kids. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my parents. My parents let me down at the age of 1, but I'm gonna make them proud.
Some of our kids were able to find their space in the world, allowing them to use their voice, allowing them to dance on those floors, allowing them to paddle those waters in the purest of forms. Paddling in a canoe that is one of their ancestors. We were able to transform that tree into a canoe, and we used it as a vessel to travel through time.
Not only I want these kids to be close with their culture, we need our family. We need our parents.
At one point, I just would stop and look all around me. All I could see was just, hundreds of canoes all around me and people singing off in the distance, all these different songs, and I couldn't help but think this is what it have been like. This is what it must have been like for our people so long ago.
The mind of a foster child that grew up wild, born with so-called mental disabilities, but God gave me special spiritual lyrical abilities. A sacred culture gave me some special dancing and drumming agilities. Born in 1998 with the pain and the hate, the reservation is something I had to escape. No money for lunch, just enough change for the bus. Yeah, foster kids, this is us. My land has been taken by a colonization and assimilation. I have dreams bigger than constellations. Broke out that psychological prison and walk with that third eye vision. I am no rapper or entrepreneur. I'm just an old soul residential school kid that climbed out the sewers. I paddled the Coast Salish ocean with pure emotion. Heart was roasting, soul was toasting, personality was roller coasting. Just another foster kid trying to avoid incarceration. Proud to be First Nation. All I ever wanted was to get in that studio and booth and speak the truth for the Kw'umut Lelum youth.